He sits on the Data Governance Council, helps set goals on policy, privacy, literacy, and access. Mr. Vamshi Krishna Yerramsetty.
When we talk about a collective approach model, it gives more result driven platforms. But I see most of them are on the service based.
You have done the careful planning work and you have run big, messy data programs.
Yeah.
What's one thing the whiteboard taught you that changed how you lead today?
If you work it out on a fullest of data governance, it should give you a lot more good results and better results.
Hey everyone, welcome back to FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and today we are lifting the hood on a topic every modern business cares about, but few explain well. How data actually becomes useful. Not just stored, not just visualized, useful. We will talk simple playbooks for making data trustworthy, the human side of governance, and how to turn data rules into real world results. Our guest has spent 15 plus years doing the gritty, important work across data roles, building pipelines, shaping products, and now leading data governance at an organization wide level. He sits on the Data Governance Council, helps set goals on policy, privacy, literacy, and access, and has steered companies through choosing the right tools and operating models that actually stick. Please welcome Mr. Vamshi Krishna Yerramsetty. It's a pleasure to have you here on FaceTime with Leaders.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome and looking forward for the conversation.
Likewise. So to start with, let's start with your journey. Your journey, your words,
Yeah,
not a resume, a story. Can you share one or
sure.
two moments that you and maybe a tough call you made, a stumble that taught you something big, and a decision you still feel proud of today?
Sure. Normally, my journey always starts with a leadership thought process involved. I'll just brief about how my leadership thought process has evolved with me along the days. During my early childhood or around pre-KGs, I have seen a leader maintaining the class, and I have got the zeal or interest in me to become a leader, and I have become a leader of the class, and I see that everybody are sitting disciplined with this on. So I made a change to remove that and be flexible and things like that. From then I believe that I have the gist of some leadership qualities which I wanted to pursue, and I'm in the direction. And later on, over the ages of around teenage, I have a tiff with a senior cricketer of my place who was challenging our entire team. We were around seventh standard during then, and he was challenging, and all the top 10 or 11 players from our place are gathered to fix up a match on with us so that they can show how they are talented and want to curb us from the playing cricket. So we went ahead. All my team members were so supportive. We went ahead to play the match, and seen that I being the captain, I have wanted to protect my players because everyone were elders and everyone were on the top of their game. So I have made sure that we went to the match, we played the match. I prepared all the strategies in line and who are the best fielders or weak fielders and what position should I accommodate. Being a captain, being a leader, I have made it was all until the last ball we were winning the match, but it ended up as a draw. So my team members were fully supporting me to become a good leader, and my inspiration or my thing came up over the journey with that. I hope I have made the context.
Absolutely. And that's such a powerful way to put it, Mr. Vamshi. It's so rare to hear leaders talk about those raw, defining moments. And I love how you connected that turning point to your leadership today. So it really gives us a window into the why behind the decisions.
Sure. Thank you.
So, continuing our conversation, you have done the careful planning work and you have run big, messy data programs.
Yeah.
What's one thing the whiteboard taught you that changed how you lead today, the teams, and one thing the real world taught you that changed how you plan?
Sure. Actually, hearing about a whiteboard, it's all about functionalities, functions, and theories behind whatever we work. And the real world will always push you through those realistic challenges which are uh, unforeseen during the whiteboard phase. Because in whiteboard, all the functionalities theories would talk as if it is going in the right direction. But in the real world, we see a lot of hiccups. So my thought process, as I told you, from the leadership point of view, I add a practical layer between the whiteboard and the practical real world, so that I check the practicality of the approach and think about it and uh, execute it to the practical real world. So I've taken this from Steven Spielberg, who is a Jurassic Park director. At an interview, when I heard about him talking about 80% of the movie is completed even before it gets started, because he visually connected all the scene to scene to what has to be done accordingly. So that mastery of executing things I have taken, it has inspired me to make my own way of dealing with things. So I mean, in my sense, in my context, there should be a middle layer called practical layer between the whiteboard and real world problems. So that is how I adapt. And to
Yeah.
give you on a precise note, there will be obviously, when you touch the real world problems, there will obviously be the difference from the way you plan. Though you plan the 80% of and 20% of the rule which Steven Spielberg has given, there should be some kind of workarounds. But this practical world will nullify that.
All right. So, but yes, Mr. Vamshi, that's such a refreshing way to look at leadership. I mean, the contrast between theory and reality could not be clearer. And it's fascinating how the same whiteboard that starts a plan can end up teaching so much about people and unpredictability.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. Okay, so moving ahead, every company today says we are investing in data tech, but not everyone sees results. And you have worked hands-on with platforms like Colibra, Purview, Elation, and Global IDs. So, in your view, what separates companies that actually benefit from technology from those that just buy it?
Yeah. Sure. The things, if I look at it from the perspectives, there are different thought processes behind each of the projects. So there are few firms or companies who invest on the tool because it's of the high standard. There are some companies like product based who check the conceptuality, apply it, try it, apply it if needed, or ignore it if not needed. So there has been this biasing between the need and the try. So most of the companies who are trying their bit on the architectural component as a data governance. But in real world, data governance is a complete platform where all the governance issues are handled. So if you work it out on a fullest of data governance, it should give you a lot more good results and better results and fail-proof methods. But the thing is, it is being used as an architectural component along with the architecture or digitalization which is happening. I believe that should be a drawback from the companies, and thought processes should change or evolve to what is the right fit and how should I utilize the data governance, because it has a lot of flavors and a lot of uh, problem solving abilities with the additional handling of the validation before execution. That main gist of the thing is not available with some of the companies which I also have seen, because it's been 5 years of journey for me, and into data governance I have seen those in line.
Incredible, incredible, Mr. Vamshi. So when you talk to leaders outside the data world, CFOs, CEOs, board members, they often ask, okay, but what's the business value of data governance? So how do you answer that? I mean, what's the real return on getting governance right?
Yep. So your phrase has reminded me of the Maruti Suzuki ad, which says, which has seen that all the technical people talking about the technologies, upgrades, and other happenings, and there will be one question at the end of their thing, "Kitna data hai?" So all the leaders are like investing into the data governance would expect the ROI immediately, but data governance is a process or is a control, as in it's a versatile solution or problem handler for the companies. As you see, we have different approaches, different methodologies like collaborative model of working, product as a model, and service as a model. When we talk about a collective approach model, it gives more result driven platforms, but I see most of them are on the service base where they give something and we have to service that on particular direction. That will lag the real clarity and will take a lot of time. But whereas in collaborative or product model of operations, we could draw the initial ROI by using the right setup of teams and tool as well.
Mr. Vamshi, I really like how you flip the idea. I mean, governance as a speed enabler, not a brake, and that's such a fresh perspective.
Thanks for that.
So, Mr. Vamshi, time to loosen up a little. You know, no long answers, no explanations, just the first thing that comes to your mind. And welcome to our rapid fire round. So, are you ready for it?
Sure, let's go.
All right. So, yes, here goes the first question. The first thing you do when you wake up.
First thing I do when I wake up is talk to myself, looking at the mirror. Have you recharged enough for the day to kick off, and what will be the achievement of the day?
That's a great way to start the rapid fire round. All right. So, next question. Your go-to comfort food after a long day.
After a long day, it's always biryani by default.
Okay. The movie you have watched way too many times and still love.
I would give one in Telugu, which is Businessman, one in Hindi, which is DDLJ or Maine Pyar Kiya, and the one in English is 51st Dates. All these are like around the same genre.
Uh-huh. All right. All romantic films.
Mhm.
Great. Next question. A song that instantly lifts your mood.
Normally, I'm used to hearing Aqua's album on Good Morning Sunshine. Along with my mirror talk, I put that song and welcome the sun to for the day and start my day along. So that there is a song called Good Morning Sunshine from Aqua.
Nice. If you could take a month-long break anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Mostly on the seashore, where I look to see the freshness of the air, breeze, waves, and collectively. So any beach side of a good location like Goa should be fine, or something around Chennai, the shore areas like Vizag.
Okay. If your life had a tagline, what would it be?
Simple, simple, delicate, yet tough and strong.
Nice. One person, living or not, you would love to have dinner with.
Actually, I would like to have dinner with Salman Khan. I call him Bhaiya from my childhood. Grown up watching him into, and sometimes I even resemble the habits he has. So
Okay. What's something you absolutely can't travel without?
these days it has become mobile as most priority because you get the route maps, you get the information as whenever you feel like, or
Absolutely predictable. And finally, describe yourself in three playful words.
three playful words. I'll stick to playing terminology only. Uh, a player, a match-winning all-rounder, captain.
Wow, that's a good way to sum up rapid fire round. Amazing. And truly, all answers were fun. Some were unpredictable, some were predictable. But yes, that way we come to know the personal side of Mr. Vamshi.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, so moving ahead, let's talk about something a little heavier, but really, really important for the industry. Mr. Vamshi, every few months we hear about some big data or governance scandal, whether it's a massive data leak, manipulative analytics, or even AI bias issues that shake public trust. So when something like that hits the news, it's always, raises the same question. Can we really trust the systems that run our businesses?
I was part of an organization or a US-based firm where the lot of around 78 million data, people's data has been taken off, and there was chaos all around. I just exited that project and realized how was thinking how could it take place. But I then did my bit of understanding from the materials available and things. It was loosely coupled way of dealing. There are a lot of uncontrollable actions, human involvement, and do you know how the hack has happened was through an pinching email, and it was they have gone into the database, were able to pull all the data. So normally we have if in that time they would invested on governance or have a governance framework even before cyber security is fine, but governance framework that should not have taken that serious of uh, thing, because governance always puts the validation first as a go-to. Once it gets validated, then only it'll allow the data, or it keeps the privacy and other major factors along.
Absolutely, Mr. Vamshi, and that's such a balanced way to look at it. Neither blind faith nor total fear, but conscious trust. And I really like how you frame governance as conscience. That's such a powerful phrase.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Vamshi, this brings us to the last question of the podcast. And since you have been connected with Directors Institute World Council of Directors, which brings together some of the sharpest minds in in leadership and governance, I'm curious to ask you, what first drew you to join the institute?
Sure. Actually, my thought process started with my childhood, as I told you earlier in the previous questions. My journey was into I was into normal ETL based or architecture based person, where once I put a I mean there was a major coordination happening with two three firms, and after the successful completion, I just acknowledged the other company people with a thank you vote, so that it ended very smoothly, and the relationship has grown much better with the coordination, and all the leaders around the company had a walk through my desktop, my place or my workstation, and they have acknowledged me, or they have like, they have encouraged me with the phrase. It was just a simple email, but it brought all the attention of the leaders that it was across the organizations, and they were that funded that increased the partnership mode rather than on a consulting or servicing bias which we have with the competition in the companies around. So I was wherever I do, I have such situations along with me, which always keeps me out of box, or maybe little extra in my way of dealing with things. So I heard about independent director, which I wanted to groom myself along with the coming upcoming journey, because I don't want to end up in a way I'll be the best architect or a problem solver or a program manager. But obviously, end of the day, it's like the board, and you're a member of a board, and it gives you high feeling. And I have seen this directors institute as all the gestures and flavors where I can make my dream come true, and I'm in line with all the with all the training going on, and it has given me immense pleasure and happy to be part of.
Great to hear that, Mr. Vamshi, and it's always enlightening to hear what draws leaders to peer network like the Institute. I love how you framed it as both personal growth and a practical lens for boardroom decisions.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Vamshi, let me tell you what a conversation this has been, truly. From turning chaos into clarity to building trust through data to reminding us that governance isn't about control, it's about confidence. You have given us such a grounded human perspective on an area most people find complex. So, thank you for sharing your journey, your lessons, and your humor with us today. It's been such a pleasure having you here on FaceTime with Leaders.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
And to our listeners, if you took even one insight from this episode, let it be this: good governance doesn't start with a policy, it starts with a mindset. One that says clarity over chaos, collaboration over control, and purpose over process. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and this has been FaceTime with Leaders, powered by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. Until next time, stay curious, stay ethical, and keep leading with purpose. Thank you so much, and have a nice time.